So today I'm headed over to Campeche to witness another part of Hanal Pixan, or Hanal Pixan, which is it's a special ceremony that they do in Chetmo. So I'm headed to my trip to Campeche, and the Uber driver hit a yellow cone, or hit one of the driving cones, and the police decided to pull him over or to ask him to come out and talk to him. So he is back there talking to the police. As you can see here, I am sitting in the Uber waiting for him to come back. Hopefully I will still make it on time, but yeah, it's an interesting morning. We're headed over to Campeche to record or to experience the altar for Hanal Pixan. All right, so we've arrived and we are at the house.
She is an amazing cook. She's gonna be showing you how to make it. You're gonna be making the dinner with her. Okay? ¿Cómo está?
Igualmente. So here on the right, they have an altar.
This is getting ready for the children. As you can see, all the families. Here, they will place this and totally cover it, so the heat will not come out. It will be taken depending on how intense the fire is, or how big the oven is, or how many of them will be between 2 and 3 hours of cooking. As it's wet, it might take a little longer. Si no llueve. But this is something that is going to be taken probably about an hour before it collapses. Once the old wood is burned, it will collapse. And then once it collapses, then they will put everything on top. They have to wait until the wood is gone, otherwise if they cover it, it will extinguish it, because it can breathe. So it has to be totally ashes, and the stones heat up, and then they replace the new.
So while Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, is practiced throughout Mexico, each region has its own set of traditions or own set of practices that they implement for Day of the Dead. And in the Yucatan, that practice is Hanal Pixan. A good example would be in Oaxaca. They're known for their elaborate altars. And for Hanal Pixan, their traditional food is Pib. If you haven't seen the ingredients and the preparation for Pib that I posted in the previous video, check it out. I'll link to it in the description below to make sure you have access to that video. But in this video, we're gonna take a look at a truly unique tradition that's done in the peninsula of the Yucatan, in the state of Campeche, in a mostly Mayan community called Pomuch Campeche. This tradition predates history, and no one knows really where this particular tradition started. But it's handed down from generation to generation, and each family selects one person to be responsible for carrying out this tradition throughout their lifetime. Now, this is a truly unique experience. I gotta tell you that I had kind of mixed feelings about it, but I'm glad I witnessed it, and I can see the joy and the love from the folks that practice this tradition and that went into the care of what they were doing. So from that, I was able to gather that their love is a common denominator, and it helped me understand this tradition even better, because their level of love was beyond anything that I've experienced prior to this for their ancestors. So,
all right, so we are at the cemetery and they are excavating the bones. They just brought them out. This is the cemetery. In this town of Pomuch, they wash the remains of their family members.
Pues nosotros tenemos que dejarle limpia la ropa, limpiarle su casa, ya pintamos la casita para que cuando ellos lleguen a visitarnos esté limpia y limpia su ropa.
So they do this every year because what they need to do is change their clothing, which is the tablecloth below. So every year before they come, they change the clothing and they clean and they paint the graves, and then so that they have a clean place to come back to. They clean everyone's bones. So they'll sit here for hours and hours.
Yes. Oh wow, you smell that?
Hit me.
So this will be my first time trying Pib. I got a healthy slice.
enjoyed it. First, let me tell you about the Pib. I enjoyed the Pib. It reminded me of a tamale that I had from other Latin American countries. And one of the things I got from this time experience in the making of the Pib, you can see the joy in the face of the abuela as she was preparing this meal for everyone. When we got there, she said, you know, I'm tired. They had been up since midnight preparing this meal, and we arrived around 10 o'clock. So they had already been up 10 hours preparing for this Pib for us to take a part of for that day. So I want to thank the family for being such great hosts and being so hospitable to us and allowing us to experience this intimate, very personal tradition that they have in Pomuch Campeche. I really appreciate it. I will forever remember this opportunity, and so thank you. Mucho gracias por todos. And I want to thank Stephanie Carmon as well as Juan Carlos of Discover Yucatan Travels for setting up this unique experience. Please let me know in the comments below, respectfully, what you think about the contents of this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, MexitPlans Monty, I'm out.